There we are.
There we go. So, good evening, guys, and welcome to tonight's hangout in the crib. As you can see, I'm not alone today. We have the VP Prof with us and the Chosen One from
What's
PNLS,
up, guys?
who's sounding terrible at the minute, but I'm sure we'll sort that out in a minute. Um, so, basically, we're just going to start off with having a little chat about how things went in the raid, and then we've got some slides with the Prof. We'll go through those for the new Hellblazer and the new retros that have come in. So, let's start with you, Scotty. How did your raid go, mate?
Um, Mine didn't go too bad, to be fair. I mean, I was doing I started off doing the map targets to get the platforms unlocked, and then once I was there, I was hitting the elites from the like two-shot in the elites with my Crusaders for about, I don't know, probably 12 coin for Grease Monkeys. I'd go in and take out all the island, and then go in and take out all the ships. So it weren't too bad.
Alright, cool. What about you, Larry? How did yours go?
It was pretty easy. I mean, the sector bar was pretty high, and neither of my bases got much past the second lock with the combat speed. Um, but I found it not too difficult. My main base, I spent like under 100 coins for. Well, I didn't take the Behemoth. I didn't even bother with it because I figured I wouldn't build anything besides the Omega. Um, so I took the Omega and the Scrambler, and I spent maybe 70 coins. I used my Grease Monkeys. I was hitting Siege. I did 4 sieges under 1 Grease Monkeys, and they were about 4 or 5 coins each with the Grease Monkeys. So that was pretty cheap.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think I'd done quite a lot of the 61 map targets because, they're alright points and the repairs were relatively low. I know that a lot of people grinded out on the 45s and the 43s. I
Yeah.
think the issue with that was trying to find those. Um, I
Yeah,
think,
people always accuse Kixeye of, oh, they're messing with the spawns. People are hitting them, so they're not spawning more. And it's just simple math, right? Because the spawns are random, right? But if people keep picking off the 40s, then only one in 3 is going to be a 40, so they just get less and less.
yeah. So I know a lot of people did that, and that was relatively good because you could instant repair those with mastodons. So that was pretty good. Um,
I didn't find the
ours.
I didn't
Sorry.
find the anti-flies for unlocking the map targets bad either, to be honest.
Yeah.
With the Grease
Well,
Monks, I was doing about between 3 and 5 coin with my Crusaders.
yeah. I mean, they're pretty good, really. And it was quite a realistic raid, I think. I think the main issue for a lot of sectors was the amount of points required to unlock the sector bars. Um,
Yep.
what was it like in your sector, Larry? I think it was quite high, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was like 1.7 million. We had 3 decent-sized alliances, and really only one of them was a good hitter alliance. So yeah, it didn't get very far, like I said. So that's the breaks.
What about you, Scotty? Did
Uh,
you?
Ours was about 700 and something thousand or something, 700k, and I think we done it about 12 hours, to be fair.
Yeah, I think ours was 1.1 million, and we got it done fairly quickly. I think my main issue is, I mean, last time we only had 7 of the Reaver Assault platforms, um, and not really very much luck last time. This time there was lots, let's just say lots of Reaver Assault platforms, and I know that my alliance done 60 plus, maybe getting on to 80, and not one single Hellstar dropped, which I'm quite it would have been better, I think, if they'd have done it so that there was like one drop on each sector. But saying that, how many of those do you really want flying around everywhere?
So having them fly around, I don't mind. Is the fact that the rarity, like for example, it's supposed to be the new proto nemesis. So obviously, when that first came out, that was little to none. So it's basically the same thing again, really.
Oh, I agree. I agree. It should be rare. But you know,
At least to start with.
yeah, exactly.
You know, they could have done something like that, or if dropped one per sector, had it like so that all the people doing damage to assault platforms kind of got put in one big pool, and
That was
weighted by the damage.
yeah. I think
So I was thinking more like 10 per world.
yeah.
Max.
I mean, it could have done it sort of. It was like a raffle where you had to hit the river platforms and you got a specific number, for example, and then at the end went into a hat and had 10 winners in the world or one winner in a sector or something like that. I think that would have been a good way of doing it. At least,
I did like the addition to the 85, so they give you like 2,500 each time you kill one of them.
yeah,
That
that was
addition was
good.
really nice.
It
It
was
took
good.
ages last time.
But I think a lot of people were disappointed with the drop rate of it, um, and I think that
It's
by
because they expected it to be able to proto.
yeah, I think as well. On top of that, I think if you've done the whole sort of your name goes into a hat, and then at the end of the event, winners for the world are announced or whatever. Um, that would also solve the problem of them only spawning once. I don't think people would be going all out to smash them all, and then people would sort of like get a chance to hit them that aren't on at the time that they're opened. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Even if the entries aren't weighted, you just have to hit one or two, and maybe it maxes out. So yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the one about Alex up the leader arena. She said about opening like maybe 25% per day or something. Like of the say you hit the thing to open them, only so many of them open the first day, and the rest open the next day and the next day. So you open some in bits
Yeah.
across the 4 days. You open
I mean
25% of them at a time.
that's gonna help out as well. Both are very good suggestions. Like, but maybe it's something that kicks on. I want to think about for the future. Um,
Yep.
but yeah. So other than
I,
that,
I I guess they could have done it better, but overall of how many they actually dropped, I'm quite happy with that. I think that's a decent amount for what it is and how
yeah.
rare it should be.
So shall we move on?
Yeah. Do we have any of you guys seen or used the Behemoth? I mean, does it live up to the hype or lack of hype or what?
I mean, I know that one of my alliance built some, and just sort of went on a jolly hitting bases with them, just as a laugh, I think. And he went and smashed quite a few bases with his new guard fleet, which was quite funny. I haven't really seen that many of them about, but I've seen that there's been a few people that have coined them and the rank and stuff. And the fire rate is been a massive sort of boost using the Amiga. So I haven't really got anything else to say on that, really. It seems to
I
be
don't know.
more
I'd
or
say
less.
I think I've still hit one. I'll have to until I've actually found a base and hit them with them.
Yeah, I think it's doing as it said on the tin. It's probably the best way to describe it.
All
I still
right.
don't rate it. I still don't rate it higher than the Grim Raptor, but the reload you get.
No, I know it's swings and roundabouts is with everything in this game, isn't it? So, should we move on then and talk about some of the new stuff?
Do we want to mention this medals issue?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, if you're going out hunting medals,
don't
Don't.
bother.
yeah, Please just note that your medal count will not change at the minute. Pixar is working on a fix for it, but
You can't get any, you can't lose any.
you can't get any, you can't lose any at the minute. So just bear that in mind when you're spending the coins if you're going after medals.
You know, I think I noticed on Monday it seemed like it was going really slow. Like I hit the base and then um, left, and I didn't see my medals changed, and maybe halfway back it changed, but I didn't see it when it changed. And so, the first couple people I heard complaining about it, I figured they were just not noticing it because it wasn't changing right away. But I
No,
guess
it's not
I guess it's
completed.
busted.
Because I should have lost 17 medals yesterday and gained 12, and I'm still on the exact same amount.
Yeah. The worst thing is I can't dump any. I'm on 486 and I can't dump any, so it's...
Maybe it's just a
So
plot.
you should be hunted and lose nothing for like the next month.
Earth's doing it so he doesn't lose his metals, precious metals. All right. We're ready for slides. We can get to the slides.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So we're going to talk about new stuff, the limited retros and the Ashes to Ashes campaign. So first updates. There are actually no changes, but we did get this new bit of content. We got the new campaign, which is a permanent campaign, Ashes to Ashes, and we'll get into that in a minute. And then Retrofit Pack 18 was also released, and that's got Greta's new cruiser, Visago's Interdictor, Harlock Triton, and Zoe's Stingray. And then also just for the schedule coming up, raiding fleets are supposed to show up tomorrow, so you can rank up your new Hellblazers or Behemoths or keep ranking your Crusaders or whatever. And then the Reaver removal token campaign is going to be on Saturday, and they said that's going to be the same as last time. I didn't put down the tokens, but I think you can get it's the 3 encounters, and you can get up to 2 days worth of ship build tokens, and I think it was a 12-hour structure token or something.
Yeah, I think it was something like that, or was it a research token? I can't remember now.
Yeah,
I think it was structure.
structure. Okay. But yeah, the ship build's the one we all want. All right. Ashes to Ashes campaign. So it's Reaver open water Reaver targets, all 7 encounters, and they get pretty hard. So I hear. I haven't done it yet. But in Prize Pack 1, again, 12 hours, 5 encounters, you can win the Brimstone Missile, D2R armor, and Inferno rockets. It's all right. Prize Pack 2, you can win the Napalm, D3R, the Hellstrike Hull, and the Blaze Thrower. I think maybe at first glance, people who bought the Napalm in the raid might be a little pissed off that Napalm just got put out in a campaign. But I think a lot of people who are waiting around till now to buy Napalm probably would have trouble with this campaign anyway. So that might not be such a kick in the teeth after all. What do you guys think about the first 2 prize packs?
To be honest, I like the fact that Blaze for us in there because I don't have that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
didn't realise I don't have Blaze for it.
it's a good one because you can get that out of the way for the mini as well. So that's
Yeah,
always
and
a
rockets
good
as well.
thing.
Inferno rockets are good for smaller guys.
Yeah, well, and the Napalm used to show up in Tier 4. I don't know if it still will, but
Yeah, I mean, even if just do the campaign just to get those things out of your tier 4 on the mini missions, then obviously it's a good idea. So it's definitely worth it.
And then again, if you can beat all 7 in an hour, you can get the Hellblazer hull. This is a new limited hull. So what jumps out about this hull is it is fast. It's got a base combat speed of 17, which was the fastest thing on the water, although looks like Zoe's Stingray can get there too. 6 weapon slots, 7 armor slots, that's a lot, and 4 specials. And then its big offensive stats, it's got 60% thrower damage, 120% radioactive reload, which ties it for the highest radioactive reload. And then it's got this built-in projectile speed bonus, which is nice. And then its resistances are all pretty high. 20% evade's okay, I guess. But then 40% for conventional weapons, 50% radioactive, 50% against stun and slow, and 75% against attack fields. So really high resistances. I guess the drawbacks, you have low turn speed of 12, and you have a repair modifier of 125, which is less than other Reaver hulls, so that's kind of a plus and a minus.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm liking the stats on this, to be
Yeah.
perfectly
I
honest.
mean, this thing's so diverse. I mean, I've done about 50 different ways of doing this, like 3v fleet, basically in dredges. You know, it's so diverse because it's stun resistance, and you know, especially with the defenses being all the same as well.
Yeah.
That's different as well. The fact that you know all 3 defenses are all exactly the same as that.
Yeah, I mean it's really good in my opinion. There's loads of different things you can do with it.
Right.
And
And
I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't know whether I'll turn it into a base or fleet to fleet. So it's crazy.
yeah, so
I
you
was
know, usually.
between dredges.
Sorry.
I was
What
between
was that,
doing
Scotty?
fleet v fleet or dredges.
Yeah. Right. Should we carry on?
Yeah, sorry. um, so you know, usually I'll put these hulls against some other hull that we already have to compare to, but I couldn't really compare it to anything. You know, I mean, it's like a Stingray, but it's got all those armor slots, and it's launcher enhanced instead of ballistic, and um, you know, just that combo of speed and all those slots and all that weight to work with. It's really its own unique hull. I don't know what you'd compare it to.
Well, it's a mix of everything, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't make any builds in slides. I don't know if you guys have any you want to bring up in Huggies and share, but you know, I thought about 2 concepts at least. One would be one that's, you know, a fast fleet versus fleet, where you throw blaze throwers on there and heavy armor, because you have the weight for it if you use blaze throwers, because they're not that heavy. And so then your specials, you probably want speed system and rad code and, you know, compound or alloy armor. And then you could use like another speed upgrade for that 4th slot, or shielded electronics, or high explosive shells for your splash. A lot of options in that 4th slot. And then concept 2 would be like a launcher build. And I actually did, if you read the blog, I published, I did put a build with this concept on there. So you can put like 4 launchers on a 4-ship fleet, get 16 S launchers, so you get a shockwave and 1 salvo against like buildings. And then your armor ends up being lighter. You end up maybe around 14, 15K armor, which I guess isn't that light, but some guys like it heavier, right, Scotty?
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah.
if you're using launchers, I like strike system with launchers, because you don't get the accuracy loss. And then again, rad coat and an armor special. And then I think I'd go thrusters if you're doing strike system in this kind of concept, because your turn speed is so bad at 12, and thrusters also give you a little bit of evade. But there's plenty of options. Like Scotty said before, there's just so many ways to build this ship. It's really powerful.
Did you have a build?
I've got a dredge fleet and a fleet v fleet that I've played about.
Have you got one there that you want to share, Scotty?
Yeah, I got a couple there. I got both of them up.
Yeah, chuck them up, mate.
When the screen shared twice when I wants to work.
Just want to ask in chat as well what everybody thinks about the new hull. So yeah, just put your comments in there and we'll pick them up.
I think you hit the wrong button there, Scotty.
I'm clicking screen share. Nah, it's not working for some reason.
Said you're trying to do capture.
Oh no, but I'm clicking screen share, it's just not been on it.
Oh dear.
Hey,
Alright, do you want to send them to me and I can get them up, mate. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's do this. Okay. So do you want to talk us through it, Scotty?
Yeah. Well, this is the first one for Fleet v Fleet. Obviously you got a combat speed of 42 to 50, which obviously you can get a lot faster. I think got about 45. That's just for doing R10 Magnus. You got 81% stun and slow resistance. So if they pinch out, it's not going to do nothing. 60% to explosive, missile, and ballistic, and radio, and 17,000 arm points. So you're not really going to melt quick, and there's nothing. I don't think there's really anything that you can outrun 40 combat speed consistently. And if you put a blitz on as well, then that'll double. So you'll be on top of me in no time.
Yeah.
And you can do the same. You can do the exact same thing if you've got Crow Death Charge.
Yeah, I was just about to say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
If you've got Crow Death Charge, then they go a little bit faster as well because they got 6 combat speed plus, not 5.
I think you said it real quick. You chose Magnus because you already have it retroed over like engine.
I chose that for it's the quickest thing you can have without losing the range.
Yeah, you can. Because
you can put Reaver engine you can put Reaver engine on that one, but you lose the range. Whereas if you put Magnus on, you won't lose the range.
But isn't it the same as engine upgrade?
Yeah, it's the same as engines, but it's a less accuracy lost as well.
Yeah, that should.
It's only minus 10%.
Shouldn't matter for the throwers.
Shouldn't matter for the throwers, no. I'm not sure what the weight difference is in the two.
I think they're the same. Oh no, maybe lighter.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's slightly like that with engines on there. But yeah.
So again, you can use engines.
Yeah, you could use engines. So that's that one. Did you want to share the other one as well, Scotty?
Yeah, that one. The other one's for dredges. And you could probably hit base with them as well if you found the right base.
So this is the one here. You can see it. All right, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the four D2Ss because I prefer the explosion damage when you're hitting the dredges for killing the buildings faster rather than the Proil. I've used D2, the D2Es, but it's the same evade as the D5 because I want to get the armor higher, so that's why I've dropped down to D2s to get the bulkhead on there. I've got reflective coating. The shield electronics on them in case I try to hit a base with them, so the Windigo slow will do nothing to me. 82% radioactive defense because of the Highlander, which you can use in shackled as well. And the ballistic and missile defense is high enough with the evade to do 2-3 dredges at least.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it'll do well in bases as well.
Yeah,
Well,
obviously fine by base.
Yeah.
having the Highlander with a 4-ship Hellblazer fleet's just, I mean, amazing. I mean, it's got to be empty because, I mean, there's no way Highlander's going to keep up. But
Yeah, I mean the reload is like stupidly low on them
yeah,
on the
yeah,
launches,
it's
especially
amazing.
in the ranked 0.55 or 45 or something like that.
Yeah, I think I saw 0.45. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Cool, cool. So do we want to move on?
All right, unless anything came up in chat, let's move on. Oh,
Um,
wrong button. There we go. All right.
Over says fucking Brits, basically, and that was about it, really.
That's non-productive.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is the Retrofit Pack 18, also known as the Retrofit Pack full of typos. But we'll just get started. We got Greta's Nuke Cruiser. It's our first one. You get turn, defense, and then you get a pretty sick reload. And then at R5 you get a little bit of evade and a lot of radioactive defense. So I think the new cruiser is still a little slow, and 3 specials maybe holds it back a little bit, but these are pretty nice retrofits.
Oh,
I think this is the best. I think that's the best one out of the pack.
Really?
Yeah, as far as cost as well for the uranium.
See, I have a favorite, and it's not this one. What do you think,
Yeah,
Irv?
I like
I've
the
got
reload.
it's worth doing. It's kind of overshadowed now with the Hellblazer, but if you've got them built, definitely worth the retro.
Yeah. All right. Next is Visago's Interdictor. You get the turn speed at R1, ballistic damage at R2, which I found kind of puzzling. Then radio defense, thermal imaging, finally. And then at R5, you get a whole pack. You get weight, you get speed, and you get 40% evade. So, I thought that was pretty good. I never won or built any of these. You can see I still have them all locked up. But you can kind of make this into a nice general purpose ship.
I think if you've already got these built, it's nice, but I think I'd still choose the Interceptors over these.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you've got them built, then it's all good. If you haven't, then yeah, definitely.
Because the 68 thermal for the 3 specials, you can do so much more with the Interceptors.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Does anybody put ballistics on interdictors though? I just thought that damage at R2 is really weird.
Yeah, you used to put siege cannons on them, didn't you, to increase the speed
Okay.
in the surface slots.
Still a bit strange.
When they first come out, that was.
Considering they come out to be a sub-killer fleet.
Yeah, but they used to be like one of the pinnacle FDF ships back in the day, didn't they? So.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe even just put concussive damage instead of ballistic or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an odd stat, but I suppose.
Yeah. All right. Next, Harlock's Triton. I thought all these retrofits are pretty good. You get the turn speed, which helps if you're trying to, build this. I always thought the Harlock Triton is a good countermeasure escort, so I was kind of looking at all these with that kind of eye. And so even the turn speed helps when you want to keep up with the ships you're sailing with. And then defense and evade, it's good. That R4 ballistic defense drop is another typo. Thank you, Kixeye. Rad defense might make this usable in dredges. And then you get the combat speed, which again I think is really important, because the hardest part of, at least in my opinion, of making a Triton that would be a good countermeasure escort was the fact that it was just so much slower than anything else you wanted to bring it with. So
yeah, and they don't like turning either, do they?
Yeah.
That's another problem with them. Yeah, it's because if you put engines on there, you're pretty much screwed. If you just put straight engines upgrade to keep them up with the rest of your fleet, they would, well, just not do corners at all.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth 180,000 uranium though? That extra 2 turn speed and the the max speed. It's a lot of uranium for the stat that you get.
Yeah, it is pretty expensive. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
because the players that are depending on these Harlocks, 180,000 uranium is probably pretty hard to come by.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not really a hull that higher levels really use as much as the sort of mid levels and stuff like that.
I mean,
Yep.
when you think that like Arctic House strikes are like what 200 and something thousand uranium, and this is only 20,000 cheaper.
Yeah, it's an odd pricing, I would have said.
Yeah. And then we come to Zoe's Stingray. And I'll just tell you, Scotty, this one was my favorite because even though I've never built any Stingrays of any sort, getting the speed up to 17 and getting the ballistic range bonus up to 40%, I think that's really good. I think that's really good, and the uranium is the cheapest of the lot. So I think you can put arbalests on these, and you get that same 95 range that everybody else gets, and just so fast. Yeah,
The reload's really nice as well for the ballistic.
Yep.
70%.
Yep. I mean, I think I'd still rather have Crusaders than these, but I think it's just a really good retrofit. I think if you're missing out on Crusaders,
Well, they
you
want
got
to put Vins out there, America.
yeah,
They want to
you got
put America.
SCX, which are kind of slow, and then you got these which are kind of fast. So you could maybe go either way, but I really like this retro.
You've got the Dreads, which I'm building as well, which have got the 40% now. So.
Oh yeah,
I
Dreadnoughts do.
suppose they kind of the Dreads have got the armor, but I suppose with these having the specials and that, these are the one up with SCX and Vindicators. We've got the 3 specials and the armors.
Yeah, I mean, they're a slight step above Vindicators, aren't they? Because they've got that extra 10% range, which is quite a lot when it comes to arbalists, really. Makes a hell of a lot of difference. So yeah, it's going to be nice.
The SCX.
Yeah.
I'd probably say they were above the SCX as well because of the combat speed as well.
Yeah, the trouble is they haven't got the staying power though, have they? That the SCX has got compared to it.
Right. You're not gonna. Yeah, you can't armor these up. It's tough to get these over 10,000 even. But I think these would be fun to build, fun to use.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. We ready to move off the retros?
Yeah.
All right. And then we got some new models for charity. So, supporting Iraq and Afghanistan veterans of America, and as the only American on the panel, I guess that's a little bit, I'll call it narrow in focus, maybe, but it's something, and it's for the U.S. Memorial Day holiday, so they're at least keeping it consistent. But you got these camouflage type models, which I think look pretty nice.
So yeah, I like the fact they're doing things like this. The new model, the whole model things that opened up, like open things like this.
Yeah.
So I think it's to do.
It's another thing. I mean, for me, I'm not really that fussed about it. I'm not really into how my ship looks. I'm just interested in the fact that it's going to kill everybody else's. But yeah, some people are into it.
Yep.
I'm a collector, what can I say?
Well, yeah, we can see that by your trainers.
Exactly. See? I'm a collector.
Yep.
So
And
yeah,
of course, you all know
No,
we can't
of
have a
course.
discussion of models without a model. So
has to
Can't
be
really
added.
model that.
But I mean, you know, it's a good thing for Kickstarter to be doing it. I did notice that they said about the profits, you know, all going to the charity, so that's good.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how they're going to compute profits. I mean, in one sense, their costs are not anything significant.
No, I think they're probably better off just saying that all of it will go. But
Yeah.
you know, it's up to them.
Yep.
It's a good thing for them to be doing. It's obviously going to help out the charities. I'm all for it. Although I won't be buying them because I've got neither of each built. So
Yeah. I was thinking about doing it for my lower base because I use those Mercuries and battle cruisers still quite a bit for that one. So
I'll
yeah,
probably do the battle cruisers.
yeah, I mean obviously you can buy the badge, can't you? I suppose
yep,
just to if you don't have either of them built. So don't feel that you can't donate. Get yourself a badge instead.
there you go. And Mercuries build quick. Only 1 day to build the hull. I call Mercury's one of the best value hulls in the game, actually.
Well, yeah, it's like we keep going back to it week on week. We've posted videos with them doing level 60 dredges for a reasonable repair and stuff like that. They're brilliant for doing the Forsaken mission. And
Yep.
Yeah, the selling fly for
as
the raid.
as a low to mid level player, they're awesome ships to have. They're really good for hitting bases, fleet to fleet, doing your raid, doing your mini raids. So
Yep.
But then again, standing again with the BCs, yeah, with the thermal and the speed, that's still very useful.
agreed. Yeah, agreed. I mean, they're useful in base defense with thermal.
Cheap retros.
Yeah, getting retros going on now. It's cool.
Alrighty.
Anybody else got anything to say about it? No.
Nope. All right. Say goodbye to the model.
Ross would put in chat. My shipyard would have to be empty though in order to put it on there. So you'd be able to purchase it, but yeah, your shipyard would have to be open
Empty.
for you to use in order to apply it. So yes, you can buy it, but no, you won't be able to put it on unless you've got a free shipyard.
True.
So,
All right. Well, that's it for the slides, gents.
is there anything else anybody would like to discuss? Is there anything in chat that anybody would like to discuss as well? So, what about you, Scotty? Have you got anything that you want to speak about?
Did anybody get the Atlas model? We're all talking about models. I'm waiting for the chat to.
I sure didn't.
But the 20 million point paint job?
Yeah.
No.
Not my own. That's on my ships.
I bet you did, didn't you?
I've got it on my ships.
Yeah. I bet it's all applied as well, isn't it, Scotty? Maybe.
I did it.
Scotty, thank you for supporting the game.
I did it for tactical purposes, alright. So I can identify my Atlas's apart.
Well, that's
for a tactical purpose.
it was a tactical purchase, was it? Right.
Yeah.
It was a 20 million pound 20 million point tactical purchase. So you can tell the difference between two sets of Atlases.
That is a valid reason for using the model.
Now I can do now I can do either one non-retro, one R5 retro, and one the new retro. Because I got Locusts, Scarabs, and Hornets.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking you for that. I'm just 20 million
And it looks
points.
cool as fuck.
20 million points is a
Come
lot
on now,
of
look,
points.
you've seen some of these rated. 20 million points is nothing now. With some of these amounts that we've thrown out. God,
Well,
ECM was 60 billion.
yeah, I wouldn't call it nothing, but players who are doing a lot of helping,
You get
they
that
build
anyway.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually get quite a lot of points. I mean, I helped a few people doing the campaigns, and you get quite a lot of points just helping.
Yep.
So, just want to have a look at chat. Doesn't seem to be a lot in there. Jeff said he retroed the NCs to R10 for fun, and it was a huge waste. They still suck. Only good for the Forsaken mission. That's about it.
See, it depends on what you've got on them, because you can use them for dredges quite easily.
This is true.
If you've got S-Lords on them, they'll do dredges really easy.
It's all about the setup.
Make sure you rank them.
Devil would like to talk about turnips.
I like turnips.
Yeah. What about you,
I
Scotty?
cook with turnips.
Oh, and Lips.
Turns out, man. And Lips wants to talk about boobies.
Well, who doesn't want to talk about boobies?
We didn't talk about the boobies, I
We
guess.
showed the boobies.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much us, really. It's quite a short show this week. It's much better having you guys here than not having you here.
Well, there weren't any really updates now, was there? Apart from the retro, so there weren't no bug fix or tuning.
Yeah, there's not really a lot else to say, really. Some of the retros are good. Gretas especially, if you've got those, get that done. Zoe Stingray's good. Gets that extra magic at 40%, so get them done, that's good. New campaigns, good. Get the Hellblazer. Even if you can't get the Hellblazer, just get the stuff out of
What about the new campaign? But you've done it and got any advice?
I haven't, no. I was hoping that Chris was going to join us, because I know that he's done it.
I've done a level or two. You can actually sub them out at least the first level or two. The big ship in the middle on the first level will see you, but it actually got nothing to hit you if you got B-Torps. If you got Z-Torp, I'm not sure, but the thermal, you can actually range most of it. It's a very short thermal, probably 68 for most of it.
I saw a video of somebody doing subs on that campaign, and what it looked like to me is that it was possible, but it looked like it was going really slow, like he was barely hurting the ships. And I would bet if you only have an hour to do the whole thing, if you're going for mastery, you're not going to have time to sub.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to do the whole thing, but I'm thinking that if you can sub out some of it at least, because some ships are quite quick to sub to the B-Torp subs. If you can sub out some of it, that will cut your time down and your cost. So sub out a few of the ships and then go in and hit them with, say, Mastodons, for example.
Well, as we always say, subs are your friend. Get them zombie subs, and if you're struggling, and take out some of the ships that you know you're going to have issues with, with whichever surface fleet you're going to take in.
I think it's more so the bigger ships have the bigger thermal. The little runners and that, they seem to only have about a 68 thermal. So if you got B-Torps, you can range them quite easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're going for the first 2 packs, you have lots of time. So that's, even if you're dying, you can use those zombie subs and keep bringing them back. And if you have 12 hours or 6 hours, maybe you don't want to use all those 12 hours sitting in front of the computer, but
just find a time and you can.
Yeah, just take your time, get it done, get the bits and pieces that, even if you have no intention on using those pieces, get them done just so you can get them out of your Forsaken mission prize pool. I think is about the best advice I can give you, really.
That's something you've got to think about. The Blaze Pro, get it out of the for sale commission if it does come back up.
Yeah, because anything you can do with that is gonna help you out in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we done then?
Pretty much.
I think so. Got a little more chat about new cruisers and
Yeah, D92S on your NCs coupled with siege drones work well in dredges. That's similar to the Mercury video that we've done. So that's going to help you out in that. Someone said that they can do 7 dredges with Frosties and Crusaders, so there's no need for them to get new stuff. That's pretty much about it. What are we going to use the new hull for? As a question. It's not that good. I think it's very good hull. It's
very diverse.
It's a very diverse hull. It's you can use it for a multitude of things.
Reggie's basically in a lot of fleet as well with that combat speed.
Yeah, just make sure you use all 7 of those armor slots. There's just so many ways to take advantage of it, and if you leave any of them empty, you're leaving something on the table. You're leaving some resistance or some evade or something. So use all those armor slots, even if you're putting D1 in there.
Yeah, because it's going to give you that little bit of extra bonus stats on there. And don't forget as well, if you're happy with a certain amount of armament points, but you just want to boost the resistances, use the D3 armors, because obviously they're going to help you out as well.
Yep.
Because they're short build time. Short build time, is it? D3 and a D2 is half the build time of a D4 or D5?
So two D3s will take 17 hours to build and be the same as a D2 and a D4, which take 30 hours to build.
There you go. So it's like half the build time, nearly.
Yeah.
So be clever about how you put your armors on.
Yep.
And use those extra slots to the full, so you get the best resistances you can.
Right. And don't use too much bulkhead like a lot of people do, because they should lose defences. I've seen so many people make one of these little 50 odd fleets and stuff, and just putting loads of bulkhead on, and then they go in and back and just croak because they've got no defences.
And then they have all that repair time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even on Hellhounds, it's usually only a good idea to use 1, maybe 2 pieces of bulkhead.
I'm gonna say bulkhead's really good, but just use 1, and then use the rest for the defenses from 2 maps.
I agree 100%. It's a much better idea in most cases.
But if you want to attack me and load up like a Wrath with a whole bunch of bazillion bulkheads and then die, I really do enjoy it. I find it really entertaining to see all those little lines so close together.
Yeah. It is fun. But, yeah.
A few overloads.
Oh yeah, you get loads of overloads, but if they're not going to stay alive long enough, it's not really going to help you a lot. So,
yeah.
Less is more. And on that note, I think we'll call it a night tonight. I think.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. Don't forget to check out the VP Prof's blog. The links on the Battle Pirate Squid page. If you haven't,
we'll build onto the fleet page on the Quib as well.
Yeah. So if you haven't had a look yet at our shipbuild archive, get yourself in there. Go to the Battle Pirate Squib page, which is facebook.com/Battle Pirate Squib. If you go to photos and then to albums, there's an album for almost all of the ships that we use in Battle Pirates today, with a multitude of builds in there. So get yourself in, go and have a look. It's there for people to help, and it's there for people to add to. So yeah. get yourself in there and have a look. And thank you very much for coming, and we should see you Friday.
Thanks. Good
See ya.
night.